Hello everybody, welcome back to Neoquest 2, the full-fledged RPG that is within the site Neopets. As you can see, that is where I am right now. So I recorded the last episode yesterday, and since then I have been doing some grinding. So you can see I'm level 11 now. I was level 8 last time, and I have way more gold also. So let me show you guys what I've been doing. So I bought 10 blast potions. I used one of them. I've got lots more potions now while I was doing the grinding. And let me show you my skill points. I put 2 into stunning strikes and 1 into melee haste. Because I was thinking specifically about what's going to help with this boss. And I'm going to use blast potions a lot. So that's why I was thinking melee haste is probably going to be the most helpful. These aren't really going to do much if I'm using blast potions. But for when I do want to hit, stunning strikes will be helpful. So we're going to go ahead and try him. I did take a look at what the recommended level was from a guide, and it did say level 11. So that's where I got. I was on my way to level 12, but it's taking so long now. I'm really getting diminishing returns because I'm just like too strong for these enemies. So I think it's time to just try and fight him. If I die, I'll cut out the getting back to him and all that stuff. All right, so he's hasted now. So I'm going to start with a blast potion because that does really good damage. Ooh, decimate was resisted. That's really good. Because that's what was really killing us last time. Was decimate hits us for 31 every time. Yep, there it is. But we're doing really good damage to him, so this. Oh, that only did 1 damage that time. All right, I might need to heal. I'm gonna heal just to be safe, because decimate could kill us there. We're resisting it a lot more. I don't really know why. All right, there we go. Very easy. So that grinding helped a lot. The levels really make a difference here, and I got 3 of them, so we were way stronger than last time. All right, I don't remember what voice I was doing for him. Zombomb emits a mighty roar of pain and falls to one knee. I never should have, he gasped. Adelon, I betrayed my master. Unhappy about this. He slumps to the ground, dead. That's pretty dark for a Neopets. He's like actually dead. All around you, skeleton warriors crumble into dust, and the ghostly spirits evaporate away. The tower is still ruined, but it is no longer haunted. Behind where Zombomb lies, you see a magical teleporter. Alright, 300 experience, 150 gold, 3 healing flasks, 1 wrought chain tunic. Okay. Let's see how that... Okay, cool. 10 damage, or 10 defense versus the 5 we have. Plus 1 to magic resistance. That's really cool. Alright, so we're in good shape. Oh man, it only brings me out here. I have to walk a long way. I have to go all the way back to the cave. But that's okay. The enemies in here should be like absolute jokes now. I was mostly grinding in the mysterious tower. So this leads to like my favorite part of the game, which is where we get the second party member, who's always been my favorite party member. So I'm very excited about this. And then we'll be able to buy them some armor. I don't remember if she comes with armor or not, but if not, we should be able to buy her some. Or we actually have some pretty good armor. But if there's better weapons or armor now, we should be able to buy them because we have lots of money. I did not die at all while I was grinding, and I spent very little of it. I bought, let me think about where to go here. I think I gotta go this way. I bought 10 healing vials, or maybe I bought 20 healing vials. I think that's all. Yeah, I bought 20 healing vials and 10 blast potions, and I healed at the inn a handful of times. Other than that, I didn't spend anything. I mostly was not healing at the inn. I bought the healing vial so I could heal while grinding in the mysterious tower. I grinded in this cave for a little bit, but eventually these cave ogres were giving me like no XP. You can see right now they're only giving me 25. So definitely getting diminishing returns here. Luckily, this is a game where the party member that you get is at your level, unlike something like Earthbound where you get them in there at level 1. I'm fairly certain the party member is at your level and you get to allocate their skill points immediately, which is really nice. If they're not at exactly your level, they're close to it at least. I am hoping that there's going to be some way to like buy resurrection potions or something, because now that we're going to have more than one party member, it won't be game over once we die. It's not a game where the main protagonist dies and the whole game is over, like Persona or something. Your entire party has to die in order for the game to be over. So hopefully we get some resurrection stuff, because I don't think the next person we get is a magic user, but I don't think they get any healing or resurrection spells. That's not until the 4th party member, who is like the dedicated healer. This party member is more of like, I don't know what kind of mage. I'm not very familiar with like the typical D&D fantasy archetypes, but I think it might be like a black mage, one that's focused on damage. But I don't actually know. But they're focused on damage and have like a secondary focus on buffs and debuffs. Mostly just hasting and slowing. But not healing at all. Our healer will come much later, like in Act 3. We're still in the middle of Act 1. Like, we're probably, if I had to guess, maybe like 40% of the way through Act 1. See, I didn't even get any experience there. Too strong now. I don't even really need to kill these guys, I guess, but it's pretty quick to kill them, and they're still giving me gold, so it's like, why not? And some healing stuff occasionally. But yeah, I'd say maybe we're like 40% of the way through, maybe less, but the rest of the chapter goes a lot faster because I don't really need to grind. So in terms of time, we're probably about halfway through. In terms of like bosses, probably more like 30%. Because I know there's a few more in this chapter. It actually kind of does like a little switcheroo, which we'll see later. So here's the bridge. Actually, I should talk to this lady, see if she has new dialogue. Well, I can't thank you enough for defeating Zombomb, though I wish it didn't have to be this way. I suppose he'd been driven mad by tapping powerful forbidden magics or something like that. Zombomb said he failed his master, and he mentioned your name. Oh yeah, he did. His master, eh? So he was not behind this by himself. That makes a certain kind of sense, I suppose. The only other person I could think of powerful enough to put Zombomb up to what he did would be... But it can't be. Adeline hesitates for a moment and looks around suspiciously. The king's advisor, Ramtor, was rumored to be a powerful spellcaster, but I can't imagine why he'd want the bridge frozen up. The last I heard, the king had taken ill. But this far from the castle, who knows what's going on there? Alright. So Ramtor was the guy in the opening, not like cutscene, but the opening like text, who is like our main villain. Alright, here is party member number 2, Mipsy. Mipsy says, "Oh, you startled me. I'm sorry, I'm a bit jittery these days, what with all the fuss from the bridge being stuck. I'm glad it's opened up now, though, and I've heard it's all thanks to you." What can you tell me about this town? Oh, I don't know very much about White River. I haven't lived here very long, you see. In fact, I've only just moved in when the wizard attack and the bridge got stuck. So I haven't even met most of the people who live here since they've been trapped across the river. What do you do? Well, I'm a wizard, as you may have guessed from my robe. Not a very good one, mind you. I only know a few simple spells and other tricks. Would you like to join me in adventuring? Me? You want me to join you? Mipsy jumps up from her chair excitedly. Of course, of course. I've already got my handy wizard's wand and my robes, and that's I'll really need for a life of adventure, isn't it? Let's get going. Mipsy has joined your party. So this kind of shows two things. One, this game, you really need to talk to everybody because there was no indication that this person was going to join us. You could easily just walk right by them. I think she would show up somewhere else, but I do think in general party members are missable because I'm not positive, but I think once you go to the next act, there's no way to get back to this act. I think they're divided up. But yeah, anyway, so you can see Mipsy is the same level as us. Mipsy does not, you can see up here, have the, come on, the same amount of experience quite. She's not quite up there, but they're pretty close to the same level. And we got 10 skill points. So there's two different ways you can go with Mipsy. You can do direct damage, which is a lot of damage at one enemy, or group direct damage, which is a lot of damage against up to all the enemies, up to 4 that you could fight. So if you max out direct damage, you end up being able to do 100 damage to one enemy. If you max out group direct damage, you can do 64 damage to up to 4 enemies. But if there's less than 4 enemies, it doesn't do more. So the most, if there's one enemy, you can only do 64 damage. So the other thing to consider is that in general, group direct damage doesn't miss as much as direct damage does. But I have always really liked going the direct damage route. Actually, as a kid, a lot of times I would max out both because I just wouldn't care about the rest. But I am going to go with the direct damage for sure here. I would much rather have the 100 than the so you can see decimate. That's what Zombomb used on us to get 31 damage. I'd much rather have the 100 damage towards one enemy. I swear to God that, oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say I swear that her last one is called Obliterate because I would always use Obliterate, but this only just shows up to 10 because that's as far as we can go. Okay. So the big things I want to max out with Mipsy. I want to max out direct damage. I want to max out, I mean, not like max out necessarily, because I won't be able to max out all of it, but I want to do direct damage. I want to do group haste. I want to do melee defense. And then after that, I would say probably damage shields. So you might wonder, like, why wouldn't I care about slowing? The thing with slowing is that it only works on one person instead of the whole party, and you can buy slowing potions, which I think I don't know for sure, but I think they have a better chance of hitting, and I think that's more efficient because later on in the game, once you get the healer, you're not really using your potions at all, and you kind of have a lot of money. So it's easy to just buy a bunch of slowing potions, and then anybody can do it, and it doesn't have to be Mipsy. Group haste is still important because I don't think there's potions that haste the entire party like this one does. So this one's still important where you can buy haste potions, but I don't think you can buy ones that haste the whole party. Maybe you can. But yeah, in general, I'm going to start with direct damage and defense, and then we'll probably go to group haste and damage shields. I don't know about damage shields. I think this is a good one. But I don't know. One strategy I'm actually thinking about, it might be good. It probably doesn't matter too much on normal difficulty, but Rohan has the taunt. So you could put some taunt on him and then put a damage shield on him. And that would probably be really good. But nonetheless, I'm going to focus on direct damage, group haste, and melee defense. And then the fourth one, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to start with 7 on that and 3 on the melee defense because she is kind of fragile. So I want to put some into defense right away. I usually would max out direct damage first, but I do remember her being very fragile, so I want to make sure she can survive here. And actually, you know what? Before I even buy this, can she wear... She can't wear this. Okay, she has to wear wizard robes. So she wears something completely different. So let's see what this guy has. Welcome to my shop. I sell speed altering potions, but they won't come cheap. Anything guaranteed to make you move faster or make your enemies move slower will come at a hefty price. I also have healing potions, but when you buy my speed altering potions, you won't need those much. Okay, so he doesn't actually have any robes, it looks like, but he doesn't have an iron chain tunic, but that's worse than what we got from Zombomb. So, right? Let's see. Yeah. I have a wrought chain tunic with 1 magic resistance. So, like, what's even the point of that? That's kind of weird because you have to beat Zombomb to get to this guy, and you can't equip this on Mipsy. So, what's even the point? So, also, I can sell some stuff now. I don't need the rusty chain tunic because, as you can see, all the party members have like unique things to equip. So I won't need that. The Father's Sword, like I said, if you save that for the last battle, it has like a cool little thing. So I'll save it. So we can buy some haste potions and some slowness potions now. I'm going to go ahead and buy some slow... Oh, and we got the resurrect potions. That's what I was hoping for. We have 3 blast potions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy 5 more blast potions. Those are really helpful for bosses. They'll probably be less helpful soon once Rohan starts doing more damage than the potions, but nonetheless, I'm going to buy 5 slowness potions. And then I'm going to buy... I don't know if I want to buy 5 of these. I'm just going to buy 2 for now. You do not get discounts for buying in bulk, in case you've you can easily see the math here, right? Like this is just 5 times what one is. So there's nothing crazy going on. It's just for convenience. So we got plenty of healing potions. And we should get more as we go. Some slowness potions. This is mostly just for bosses. And some blast potions and a couple awakening potions. I don't want to... Like, I have plenty of gold, but I don't want to spend too much of it because I don't know when the next town is going to be. You know, we might get there pretty quickly. I know up to here, like, pretty well because I would play up to this point, like, a lot and then just kind of stop. But I don't remember after here too much. Like I said, it's been like 10 years since I played this game. And Kara says, so this is the Neopet called a cow, K-A-U. And Kara says, you're from Treston, aren't you? That means the bridge must be open. Oh, thank the stars. I was afraid I'd never be able to visit the north again. Oh, that was useless. Alright, so let's head on out here. Whoops. So one thing that's cool that you can do in Neoquest 1, but you can't do in this game, is you can take the button and just like click it over and over again and it'll go like that many steps. So if you're just going straight, it'll just do it. Alright, so like I said, I am using a map just to kind of see like where I need to be going here. I'm not using a guide though, so I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to go. All I can see is like the map. I don't know which one I'm supposed to go to, but I'm gonna head towards the next town because that seems like the natural place to go. It does actually matter whether I stay on the plains or in the trees or in the hills because you do get different enemies on all of them. We should get different enemies completely. Like, yeah, here we go, forest loop. So this isn't an enemy we've seen up to this point. So here's what Mipsy can do. She can either just attack or she can do her magic. And there's no MP, so you don't have to worry about that. It's great. 43 damage. See, we are rolling. Mipsy adds a lot to the party. So you get up to 4 party members eventually. The 3rd party member I don't think is the most useful. It's kind of nice because it is a person who can do damage to everybody. Mipsy can, but I don't usually go that route with her. But you know, and it's that party member like increases your party damage, and it gives you more people, so you spread out your damage a little bit more. So it's nice, but I don't think it's as big of a jump as it is getting Mipsy right now. Like, this really adds a lot immediately. This is just some mud over here. There's nothing to actually gain by going that way. And then the fourth party member, like I said, is a dedicated healer, so that obviously adds a lot. You know, that's important in any game to have your healer, like your Peach in Mario RPG, or I guess you don't really have one ever in Paper Mario, but in a lot of games you do. Dang it, I should have just went back to the first one. These guys are doing a tiny bit of damage. So once Mipsy maxes out her direct damage spell, it can do up to 100 damage, which is, it's pretty good. You get to the point where your party members are like your physical attackers like Rohan are doing more than 100 damage. So she's a lot better early game for sure. But eventually, I mean, it takes a while to get to that point though. Like, I think at the end, if I'm remembering right, Rohan can do like around like 250 damage. So, you know, Mipsy at that point, you're more focused on hasting the party. What did I just get? Oh, Rohan leveled up. Okay. So let's see. Probably do some damage now. Why not? 2 forest loops. So we're getting 2 enemies much more commonly, and I mean, that's intentional. You know, once you get 2 party members, it becomes more common. I got it a handful of times. It came up like, I think twice when I was grinding, and I think it happened once on camera. But it doesn't happen too often until you get your second party members. I gotta go up over here. The ghost loop growls. Did you know that Mystery Island is haunted? Wow. A prairie, Asia, and a forest loop. Okay. Critical hit there. Aw, come on. It was resisted. So that's what I mean. Like, with the group damage, it's much less likely to be resisted or to, like, do less damage. It usually more consistently will do the full amount of damage. But it does less damage overall. And I think there's only one boss that has more than one person that you're attacking. So for bosses, the direct damage is way more important. And I definitely think you should focus more on the bosses in this game than the regular enemies, because most of the regular enemies, they're not too bad. The bosses though, that's where the difficulty comes in. So I like to build myself for the bosses more so than the regular enemies. So yeah, we'll just keep going with direct damage. I'll probably do direct damage for most of them, and then occasionally throw one in the defense until direct damage is maxed, and then I'll probably focus on maxing the defense with the occasional haste thrown in there. I can get by on hasting potions for now, which I know I didn't actually buy any, but I could buy a few. All right, I very vividly remember being in this town while watching Danny Phantom when I was a kid. All right, so this is actually a pretty big town here. So I got my inn right here. I'm not actually gonna stay in it because I'm at full health, but I'd like to see how much it is, plus talk to the person. So this is Fujira. She is a uni. It's like a unicorn. Fujira says, greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Wary Rest, the only inn in these parts. I've only got a couple of rooms, but one's empty. If you're interested, it's 100 gold pieces per night. Man, that's a big jump. What can you tell me about this town? I've lived here all my life in Lakeside. It's a nice, peaceful town. Thankfully, the dense forest helps keep some of the worst beasts away from the town. And you can be sure we keep the torches burning all night. You might want to go talk to the elders who convene in a large meeting hall at the north end of town. What do you know about the nearby area? The Eye of Meridel, that's the name for these parts, comes from the eye-like shape of the lake and the forest and mountains around it. I've never gone beyond the edge of the eye myself, not that I'd want to these days, what with all the beasts and monsters roaming the countryside. But if you leave the eye and head southeast, you'll hit a huge desert known as the Trackless Waste. I wouldn't recommend going there. There's no water for miles and you can easily get lost. Alright, good to know. There's a couple more not party members. There's a couple more NPCs in the inn here to talk to, or just one, I guess. I swear it said two. Nope, there is only one on the map. I'm using the Jelly Neo .net maps, by the way, in case anybody's curious. Devin says, "Oh my, are you an adventurer like me? I mean, not that I'm much of one. I was hoping to find the famous lost city of 404. But so far I've been luckless. I spent several days traversing the trackless waste to the southeast, but eventually I had to give up. I ended up crawling through the mountains and barely made it back here alive. I don't know if I have the heart to try again." What can you tell me about the lost city? Ah, the lost city of 404. There have been rumors for years of fabulous riches and evil spirits in that city. I don't really know though, but I do know for certain that it's somewhere in the desert, possibly in the southeast. Supposedly there's some old hermit who has real knowledge about the place, but I have no idea where to find him. Anyway, the city's very far, and since I returned from my attempt to find it a few weeks ago, all these monsters and vicious creatures have appeared, infesting the countryside. I don't even know if I can make it to the desert without getting killed. Alright. I don't think the place in the desert shows up right away. I remember going there and it not being there. I think you have to talk to somebody here to like figure out how to get in it. Come on. There's been a couple times, which you've seen if you've seen the other episodes, where it's got really hung up on loading like one move and it just never goes through until I click out of the page. Sedande. Sedande says, "Zixo, I don't care what anyone says. The lost city in the desert is a myth. It's made up. Nobody's ever seen it or been there or seen it that I've heard of. Anyway, who would build a city in the desert?" Sedande looks at you. "You're clearly not from around here. You must know something about the lost city. Tell this dolt that I'm right." What is this? This is a Neopet called a Psy Bunny. Zixo says, "Sedande, you aren't listening to me. The lost city is real, I tell you. Why, that adventurer in the inn has been looking for it for ages. Surely he wouldn't go trapezing around the desert for a myth." Zixo turns to you. You look like a knowledgeable adventurer. You must know one way or another." Dude, I have no idea. I just got here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Don't bring me into this. I'm gonna go back here first, circle back around, because there's a weapon shop, and I would like to see what they have. It really doesn't even matter about getting Mipsy the better wands, because you're never doing her actual damage, you're just doing the spells, and it doesn't actually help your spells at all. So I'm not even going to bother buying this until like I have a ton of money and it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to buy the steel short sword for now. So let me go to my inventory and equip that. And then we can sell the iron sword. Yeah, short sword. Let's see, I'll sell that. 200 gold, that's pretty good. So yeah, I'm not going to buy Mipsy the better wands for a while. There's really no reason to. Steel chain tunic. All right, that is better. And these are both better. I can only buy one though. I think I should prioritize Mipsy, because the wrought chain tunic does have less defense, but it also gives you the innate magic resistance. So I mean, the Mipsy's is only 2 more though. It's really not that different. I think maybe I'll just forego both of these. I don't think either of them are really worth it. I'm gonna wait for a bigger jump. Let's see what this guy's potion prices are like too. Oh, I forgot to read those guys' dialogue, but that's okay. I'm sure it wasn't anything more than like, look at my stuff. Come on. Load the page. Yucky. He already has better slow potions. It's not that much better though. Alright, there's the better damage potions. So we should probably grab some of these. The flame potions. And that looks like about it. We can actually buy healing potions now, but I don't think we really need any right at this moment. Alright, well, that's about it for about all the time we have for today. So I'll go ahead and stop here. On the next episode, we'll keep talking to these people, find out about the desert, and then we'll head over to the desert. And I think that there's a boss there. So I will see you guys then. Have a great day. Bye.